Amazing audience. We are live with Josh Falcon. We're going to have some fun here. Should be interesting. I love his voice. He has this nice raspy type, yeah. I love it. I love it.
That's funny. One of the friends from high school reached out to me on my social media and said, I don't remember your voice being like that in high school. And I was like, well, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, that's good.
It sounds good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Well, I think like a lot of people that have been on your podcast before, it's the networking. I love to network and share visions with people, find out what their visions are, and then find resources to connect them with that, enhance those visions, get them to go where they're needing to go. And so my vision led me to Josh Bach, and so he's connected me with his world, and that's why I'm here meeting with you. So
amazing guy, Josh Bach.
Yeah.
Well, I keep saying Bach, but it's Bach, right?
Bach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who did you learn that skill from? That skill of being a conversationalist, if you would.
Yeah, so I found out really early being outspoken with people had led me outside of my home base, if you will. So I grew up in a small town that was surrounded by a lot of bigger towns, and we were about an hour and a half east of Chicago. So I always wanted to get to Chicago, so I just kept talking to people and moving out and seeing what the different worlds were around me. And so the more that I did that, the more people I started to meet and connect with. And then the people who lived in my area would start being like, oh, hey, I know you know somebody from over here.
Wow.
And so as I started moving through life and seeing that there was more beyond home, I wanted to do it more and more. And so then I left my hometown and I went down to IU. I went to school at IU in Bloomington. And ever since then, I've just been able to go out, connect with people wherever I'm at, because I realized that somebody's going to want that resource in the future. And just knowing those people and what's going on out there, it adds to possibility that, you know, all that you see is not all that there is. And so that experience has pushed me to continue to communicate and reach out to like I'm doing now.
That's pretty insightful.
Yeah.
I love that. Who did you learn that skill from, though? That skill of understanding the value of the connections you're making?
I think probably just from my environment. It was rewarding to see, you know, when I was to myself, I was to myself. Yeah. And so when I started just reaching out to people, I noticed there was a lot more people to communicate with and to learn from. And so I embraced that as a child. And then as far as going out and doing more of it, going beyond that level of not understanding and hesitation, I would go past that. My mom always encouraged me to go above and beyond, you know, that there's more possibility out there and that you can do anything that you want to do if you do it. Yeah. So choose to do it and have faith that you're capable. And so if expanding that understanding that I had from meeting all those people was a product of my mother.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you were talking, I remembered my wife's father was talking about like their plants that walk, and he was expressing like the banana tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it grows by a sucker, so the plant is there, and then a sucker comes out, but it's as though the tree is walking, right?
Yeah.
So something that seemed as though it was not possible to walk, right? Walks, right? And it just felt like you're that guy that is connecting and connecting and connecting.
Yeah, and I feel like it builds on its layers. And so I've realized that doing that in my action, even if I don't know what an answer is, by reaching out and continuing to connect people, I'm still walking.
Yeah,
so even though I may reach over here, there may not be really a direct purpose for reaching out over here, but at some point, all the other connections are going to run into there, and that connection was valuable.
Yeah.
So every interaction is valuable, and action is what leads you to the value. So that's what's important to me, is to explore and go beyond what you know right here and connect with people outside of the right here, and acting on that is what gets you that plethora of connection.
I love that. Just to be clear, right? A sucker is the baby plant that comes out, right, from a banana tree. I wanted to explain that because I'm not saying that this guy is a sucker, right? I'm saying that what he's doing, right? No hitting of yourself alone. I'm saying what he does, right, is like that same movement. Because you're planted in one place, there are other things that grow because of you, yeah?
Yeah.
I just think it's important to clarify that, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Tell me one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
So I have a company called Livish. And it is an accumulation of what I do now. So my job is in the automotive industry. I work for a local dealership called Ray Skillman, and I've been fortunate enough to be in a lot of startup departments that have already been in place, but they need to be revamped to revitalize that original intent for the program. And so I realized that the reason I've been successful in developing so many departments has been because of the energy that I bring. I connect with the people, find out what it is they want and need. And based off their wants and needs, I allow them to express themselves in that way. And if they don't like what they're doing, I find out what they do like. Then I put them in that position. Maybe they want to do this and they don't like to do this. That's why they're not doing exactly what's needed. So always offer possibility and encouragement to your people and let people know that they are the reason for the success in the department, not the reason for the downfall, right? So a good leader will empower his people and let them be creative, not put rules on them. You're not doing this my way, so it's wrong. That's wrong, right? So you want to let them create and develop you because it's your people who lead you to a result. So based off those experiences and what I've learned to be successful in business, I wanted to give back in life.
Right.
I feel like in my life, I reached out a lot on my own to discover things, and I always felt that very stressful and unfriendly at times and lonely at times because I was doing things on my own and people didn't understand why I was doing it. So now I created this Livish company, Livish, yeah. Right. So Liveish, right?
And if I want to find out more about that,
so it's the website is www.iamlivish.com, and that's the website. And then I have Instagram and Twitter, which are at @IamLivish. So that creation of that company has allowed me to give back what I've learned in the way that I want to address it to people and let people know that, you know, there is no particular way of management other than empowering the people that you are managing, and that everything is about team and energy, right? So positive energy is all that you need to give life, right? So live lavishly. People live half lives because they're so concerned about what the structure of a thing is rather than just enjoying that thing that you're doing, right? So enjoy it and develop as you go rather than think about how it's going to be done and waiting till it's done and all answered before you do it, right? Because the creativity, the beauty of it is what flourishes while you move forward in life. The action is what propagates the company that you create, right?
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
This is powerful, folks, because, I think it's like bootstrapping, right? So sometimes you just, but then the perfectionist does fight the battle, right? So I'm like, should I? No, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. That's another aspect of it as well, right? The perfectionist. But what you're speaking about is getting it done, right?
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, exactly. Get it done. And
how does it make you feel doing that, though, being that person?
So it leads to possibility. And, you know, and I'm going to quote Will Smith because I love this quote. He says, God placed the best things in life on the other side of fear. And so this is a quote that resonates with me profoundly, and I actually learned it in some of the coaching training that I've done recently. But, you know, the reason that I have been successful and I've experienced such amazing opportunity and uniqueness in life and seen so many different things is because I've realized that fear is not saying no. Fear is just being aware, right? So when you have a hesitation or something like that, it's not a call to stop. It's a call to be aware, right? And not necessarily prepare, but take one step forward. A leap of faith, as many people say, right? So when you get used to being comfortable, being uncomfortable, that's when life opens up. Everything is on the other side of that. And so when you embrace that, you embrace possibility everywhere when you don't put a definition on it. Like when you said the word done, like getting things done. Well, I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I don't know what done is.
Yeah.
But being open to the fact that done is never done. Being open to the fact that there is no such thing other than what is created. So if I'm okay just creating and creating value for others in my life and others around me and creating value for them in their lives, it's enough.
Yeah. Love it. Let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Just like your polo, right?
Yeah, well, I love it.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. Oh, gosh. Going back. I would probably say the one that pops up the most is a time when I was in Puerto Rico, visiting my grandparents on my dad's side in Ay Bonito, Puerto Rico. And it was the first time I can remember realizing that there were lizards everywhere. And my dad had said, well, you can put them on your ear. And so I picked them up and I put them on my ear, on both ears, and they clamped. And so at first I was like, oh, this is cool. And I was, my parents were recording this back when VHS was big, right? And so I realized that the pressure was getting really intense. Like they were locking on and these lizards were only this big. So it wasn't really that it hurt, but it was uncomfortable. It was something that was unfamiliar to me. And my dad said, just push on the back of their neck gently and they'll let go. I didn't do that. Pulled on them. And so the sensation was teeth scraping down my ears and the pressure and being confused, and that reaction, it brought me to tears. I was confused at what was happening, and so I pulled them off, and I was like, I can't get them off. I can't get them off because I didn't want to pull the bodies off. But I pulled them, and that was shocking to me. And so it was something that was significant, and my mom would always show it to my family members. So I remember always going into the bathroom while people are laughing at me. And so what was then something that I was resentful for is now something that I appreciate. And I actually went a couple years to BVI and found a little friend lizard crawled up on my arm. And so I put him on my ear and I took a picture for my mom. And I was like, the things that we cried about then, we laugh about now.
I love it.
Yeah, so that was one of my earliest childhood memories.
That's amazing. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Absolutely.
Doing what is necessary in spite of fear. Like you just said it with the Will Smith quote, right?
Yeah.
I love how in your scenario, that experience happened and you didn't do the thing that you could have done to get away painless, right?
Yeah.
But what I do love though is the fact that you continued the story and you went back. You must have done like a ton of work to decide to, right?
Yeah.
But to decide to go back and do that, like I love that. I love how the story tells out to you overcoming what I do in spite of fear.
Yeah.
It just speaks to everything we just spoke about.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
our conversation. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Ooh, 12 years old, favorite song. Where would I have been? I would have been a freshman. Oh, yeah. It would have been Casey and JoJo. And I'm trying to think of what the name of the song is.
All My Life? No,
All My Life, that's it. Yeah, that's it, man. That was, that brings back memories.
Yeah, I could see that song connecting to you.
Yeah.
All My Life, right?
It's deep, man. It's connecting, it's emotional, and there's a lot of love there. And
It's for someone like you, right?
yeah, right, exactly. There's always possibility, man. It's out there. Yeah.
Are you in love right now, by chance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. All My Life, yeah.
I am.
She's in the room, folks.
Yeah, she is.
All right, my friend. We've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Specifically, I choose everyone I come into contact with to pass on my skills. So there's no one specifically that I have chosen yet to mimic me, only to give them the same understanding of possibility that I have. And so with everyone that I come into contact, I hope to create that in them, that possibility is real and that action is the answer.
Are you married? Are you married?
No.
Or you're like,
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yeah.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it morning, night?
Morning, day, and night.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Josh Falcon, what would you say that is?
Love what you do. Be who you are. Come as you are, and know that anything that you do is enough. And there's always possibility for anything that you allow into your life.
I love it. Even when in fear, go back, take it off your ears, yeah?
Yep.
Do what you need to do, right?
Yep.
Josh, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
All I'd like to say is that stay in possibility, stay in creation mode. Know that anything that you want to see in life is absolutely possible. And your world is your own. So anything that comes of that is your creation. Take responsibility for that, and life will be greater forever.
Love it. Josh Falcon, thank you for being on what is inspired by 20-minute Convos with
Love
Angel
it.
Jones.
Love it, man.